All right, guys, welcome back to another podcast. Today we have some interesting topic because in the past week, so many things have happened.
Dude, this life is crazy right now.
Like
the world is crazy.
so many things from Apple events. Apple's like literally killing the game right now. To something just okay. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I was gonna tell you like, so there was this TikToker, right? He had like 900,000 followers, and I never knew of him until like recently because of what he did. But apparently he was living with his wife, and I guess they got into a divorce, and she kicked him out the house. And then from what I've seen on TikTok so far, I don't know the exact article or the exact news, but so when she kicked him out the house, he kind of went on his kid's iPad and installed like a listening app. And he was hearing her one night with like a male voice. So he knocked down the door. He went in and he shot both of them point blank in the head.
Point blank in the head.
And he escaped the apartment or something. And then he went and picked up his kid, and he was caught on the side of a freeway or something.
On 805 South in San Diego.
So, it's in Cali?
It's in Cali, bro. This like San Diego is not that far from us, but it's just crazy. Like, I don't know. I mean, she was trying to divorce him, but I don't know why. Like, I haven't seen that or I haven't read about it enough.
I just want to know the whole process of, because when you're doing something, you have to really, think about it. He has to go buy a gun, or if he had a gun, load the bullets, cock it, wait, and he listen, and then he killed one person. He could have stopped him. He kept going.
Killed 2 people.
Right.
And the sad thing is, right now he's gonna go to jail for life, right? That's one
We
thing.
don't know that yet.
Well,
it's either that or death sentence, or a
California
lot
doesn't
of people.
have death penalty.
They don't.
No.
We took it away.
Yeah, California doesn't have death
Well, a lot of people can claim mental health.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna go to jail, right? And well, whatever it is, right? He's gonna go somewhere. Whether he's gonna go dead or he's gonna go jail, or he can go to some mental asylum, right? He just ruined the life of his daughter.
Oh yeah.
His daughter's gonna have no mother now, no father, right? Now she's probably going to foster care or the orphanage or whatnot, and now her life is ruined. So people, they don't think about repercussions of themselves or even of their family members or their daughters.
They act in the moment, and they don't think of all the repercussions. Like, I think this morning we found out about the passing of that one famous TikToker too, Huey.
Yeah.
Asian guy, and
you said it was.
He passed away, I think, on the 25th, so 2 days ago. But news came out today. I've seen him on YouTube before, and he was like funny. I didn't really follow him like that, but I heard that he committed suicide.
Yeah, you can only think like so many famous people commit suicide, like Robin Williams, right? And now this guy, fame is nothing, and like even us doing this podcast and stuff, we're not trying to do it to be famous, right? Yeah. Because fame ruins people. Maybe what if he was like being forced to make those videos, or he just hated his life?
And what's crazy is that he left behind a daughter.
Really? He left behind a daughter?
Yep.
Like people leaving behind daughters and everything.
But yeah, so like, from what I've seen growing up, is I was taught that, because I noticed that when I came to the U.S., suicide, it's a very common thing, common occurrence in youth of America.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right? And to me, I would just, I know like mental health is an issue and it should be talked about, right? But to me, I put myself in a position where, what is the reason why a lot of kids and parents don't vibe with each other when it comes to mental health and stuff? It's because, well, especially if the parents came from third world, because if you're in a third world country, you're struggling to survive. You're struggling to put food and clothes on the table. You don't have time to think about mental health like that. You feel me? Like, have you talked to your parents? Have they ever talked to you about, there was suicide back home and like I'm depressed and all that? No. All they know is just like, hey, if they're struggling, they just put their heads down and just keep going, right? And for the longest time, I wanted to live with that mindset. Like, yo, I can't be like a bitch, right? When my mom came over in the U.S., she was depressed because number one, it was culture shock. Number two,
she came from the war.
Yeah, number two is because, you don't know English, you don't know anything, so you have to basically survive in this world and learn how to make money. She was depressed for like 5 years, but to her it wasn't depression. It's more so like how do I turn this feeling into making money and put food on the table for my family? I don't know if your mom went through that or anything, but I grew up not knowing what depression was until I entered high school. I'm like, damn, these kids be committing suicide left and right. Like, yeah, it's not a joke, but in my head, I'm like, is life that bad for y'all? From getting bullied and online bullying and all that, I'm like, is it that bad? Because when we went to high school, I was nervous because from all the Disney shows and all that, I was like, damn, I'm gonna get my ass tossed in the trash can, or I'm gonna get hung on a flagpole, or I'm gonna get like wedgies and stuff. But like, it was chill.
Yeah.
And all these talks of cyberbullying and then getting bullied, I didn't understand what that was.
Yeah.
Was that for you, or?
Well, I mean, growing up, I was bullied in a sense, like a lot of terrorist jokes and whatnot. But I didn't take it to heart, I guess you could say, or I didn't let it affect me because, you know, like I know. First of all, I know that there was one time this teacher in fourth grade, right? This guy called me rat face, right?
Rat face? What the
Why are you laughing, fool? Why you call
No, because I've never thought of that before. I'm like, that guy must be freaking creative.
Right? So then I told my teacher, and she's like, "But are you like that way?" I'm like, "Are you? Like, do you look like that?" And I was like, "No." So, like, she kind of like told me like toughen up in a way, which a teacher
She told you to man the fuck up.
Yeah, she told me to man, like, I'm a fourth grader. She told me she should have went there and said something to that student, but I was like, okay, fine. So now I kind of like, am I like that? No, I'm not, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I take it. Like, first of all, I'm not a terrorist, you know. I know Muslims are not terrorists and all those different things, right? So for me, I didn't take it that way. There has been times where I was quote unquote depressed, you know, like just like kind of like exhausted, you could say, by like the things that were happening, or stressed out so much to a point, you know.
What I learned is that a lot of depressions, like a lot of the high school depression, actually comes from schoolwork. It's not even like being social or anything. Yeah. Because in high school, all they know is they give you busy work and expect you to do well on the test, and they just paint such a big picture and how crucial getting your grades is, and how crucial it is for your future, right? But for me, I started feeling depression more so in college. In high school, I was more depressed about, oh, I can't talk to that girl, she doesn't like me and stuff like that. But like, I was chilling, bro. Like, no one bullied me. Like, I make jokes and stuff, but I make jokes back. I'm like,
exactly.
If you can, you know, give one, you should take one. Yeah. So I do the same. And I had a teacher in Spanish, you know her. She would make Asian jokes about me.
Really?
Yeah, and I would make jokes about her, like being, you know, she being a bad teacher and all that. She's like, I was like, I can't see the board. She's like, open your eyes.
Well, you think she was saying that because you're Asian, or because she was just telling you to open your eyes?
Because we're Asian. She's like,
no way.
Yeah, she's like, open your eyes. No. Like, just stuff like that. Like, it's like one of those teachers that we have chemistry with, and like we can make fun of each other without like being in trouble and stuff. Yeah. And then like, to me, I'm like, those are the kind of teachers that I want to be around, where like they're not just doing that to me to be racist or to be anything. Like, and like she looked out for me a lot too. Like, she would hook me up with like, oh, you had an 85? Okay, I'll round it up to a 90.
Really?
Yeah.
I had to work for my shit, bro.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, so that's why throughout high school, my experience of racism and bullying and all that was different. I didn't really know what depression was, but
depression is like, there's a variety of factors, but suicide is a very like.
Do you think depression makes it okay to kill someone?
Those are very touchy. Oh, to kill someone? Oh no.
Because a lot of kids in their head, like the moment they get depressed, they start. I mean, think about it. School shooters, right? Yeah. A lot of times when they interview their family and stuff, they say, "Oh, he was such a nice kid. Yeah. He never hurt it. He would never hurt a fly." Yeah. And then dude just goes and starts shooting people like they're playing games. Yeah, bro. Like, for example, recently the Parkland school shooter, the one that killed like 18 people, he got he pleaded guilty to 32 counts of assault and murder. Wow. And when they asked one of the family member whether he should get life or death penalty, they said, "It's out of my control. Whatever he gets, I hope he learns from his mistake. He deserves justice." But
he deserves justice.
Like, justice as in like, because to them it's religious wise, like, he deserves justice as well to be judged. The family member. I felt like he was trying to say like everyone deserves to be judged the same for what they did. Accordingly. Yeah, accordingly. I think that's what it meant. Yeah. But
okay, yeah.
I mean, if that was her son that died, right? what would you do? Well, how would you feel? Would you want the death penalty? Would you want life in jail, or what would you do?
For the person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shot.
So there was a Muslim father, right? That this guy killed his son, and at the courtroom.
And I've seen that.
He hugged him. You saw that, right?
I forgive you.
Yeah, and I forgive you.
You're like my son.
And the guy like broke down on him, you know. And I think that is more powerful. You forgiving someone is more powerful than you like, oh, I want you to die. I want this to happen to you. I want that to happen to you. Because you know how much it takes for you to overcome that grief and that, you know, and for you to then not only hug the person that's taken the life of your loved one, but then say, I forgive you and everything.
But you have to understand, though, that guy was shown remorse.
Huh?
The killer, he was shown remorse.
He was showing remorse, yeah.
There have been times where
so it is
where
on
the
case
killer
by
just
case.
sits in court and he gets a like death sentence. He just smirks.
Bro,
at the
there
parent.
was this one killer, right, with a whole bunch of tattoos. You saw that one?
Yeah.
And he was like, for me, killing is better than drugs, better than alcohol, better than sex. Like I love it and all that. Like real just psychopaths, bro. Like they fall in love with the act of killing, and that's like they get off by it, you know, like the dopamine release. And
yeah, or like, that's what like, and they don't show any kind of remorse in court.
Yeah, bro.
But they're also like, to me, I'm like, you know, when those big leaders like Hitler, Kim Jong-un, or like those big those big like dictators, they kill people. Do you think like they ever think twice? Like, do you think that they would be down to do the killing themselves, or do you think it's more so like it's like a numbers game?
I think for like Hitler, for example, right? He didn't see the Jewish people as human. He saw them as like trash. You know, so he's like, for him, he's like, he's taking out the trash.
How do you think one person gets to that level? Like, how do you think a person would get to that level where like they see the other human being as not even humans? Like, because did you know the story about Hitler, right? How he was saved by a doctor drowning in a lake. And if that doctor didn't save him, that would have prevented World War II.
Yeah.
So like, imagine being imagine being an innocent kid.
But
what kind of trauma or what kind of experience do you have to go through in order to, you know, have this genocide of a whole race of humans?
See, the thing, we don't know if World War II would have been prevented because at the time the Jews were they were oppressing the Germany, you know, they were put in such a bad economic situation and everything that was happening in Germany at the time. So Hitler stood up, and him being a great leader, he was able to move the whole country, right? So we don't know if there was another person like Hitler who would have been able to do that. So if Hitler used his leadership abilities for right, he could have done something else, you know?
So the Jews were oppressing the Germans.
Yeah, they were like, Germany at the time was in a horrible like economic situation.
So so basically the Jews were doing what the Israelites are doing to the Palestinians right now.
Well, the Israelites are stealing, like they're taking land, right?
But they're basically oppressing the Palestinians though.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, but they're killing Palestinians. I don't know if the Jews were killing Germans.
So Hitler basically took revenge and just took it out on all the Jews. Yeah,
and then also he had a vision of a perfect race with the blonde hair, blue eyes, even though he wasn't like that. But he was killing not only Jews but black people as well, not African Americans.
Did he kill any Muslims?
I don't know, but he killed everyone that he didn't want. Yeah. And he didn't really kill. He just told people and they did it.
Because right now there's a 93-year-old lady on trial for what she did back in World War II by helping out the Nazis.
Really?
And which led to 11,000 people being killed.
Wow. Yeah.
So his remnants and his effects and his impact, negative impacts, are still like present in today's society, right? But I'm just wondering, like, what kind of trauma, what kind of experience does a kid have to go through in order to be that evil?
I don't know, bro. Sometimes it's not even trauma.
For example, Jeffrey Dahmer, you know him, right? Or no?
No.
Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer is this famous serial killer. And I really don't know the difference.
Isn't that weird calling serial killers?
Yeah, I don't know the difference between like a dictator who kills a lot of people and a serial killer. Like, is there a difference or?
No.
Right? I didn't even know about him until I read this in college, but he was gay. And what he did was he would kill people, kill male. He would kill a lot of black males and I think from the book it was black males, a lot of them. Or was it about white males? I don't know. It was males in general. Bring them home, have sex with their dead body, cuts off their neck, and uses it as like price. He keeps them in jars and stuff. And so many times that the police have came knocking at his door, and they were this close to catching him, but he was so good with his words that he was able to turn them away and not get caught. Like, there was this one time where he was saying that this police officer knocked on his door, right? Mm-hmm. And if the police officer would have just if the police officer took about 2 steps in, mm-hmm. he would have seen a dead body with no head. Just 2 steps in.
That reminds me of the.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then there was this one time where he held this, I think it was this Asian boy for captive.
Yeah.
The Asian boy escaped, ran to the police station and said, "Hey, I'm being held hostage by this guy." Jeffrey Dahmer chased after him and was able to convince the police to hand him back to Jeffrey.
Are you serious?
And that boy ended up dying. Yeah. I think he was a Laotian boy or something, or a Thai boy or something like that.
Wow.
So he ended up getting caught. He was getting life in jail, but in jail when they found out he did that stuff, one of the inmates killed him with a metal rod to the back of the head in the shower. That's how he died.
Oh, he got killed by one of the people he took?
No, he got killed in jail.
Oh, in jail.
By one of the inmates. And to me, I'm like, how, even now, okay, how do you go through that phase where you just kill people for fun? Like, how does that work, bro?
Like, it was a kid too, you said, the Asian kid. So he's killing
it was like a teenager. Yeah.
He's still a kid, man.
Yeah. I'm like, how do you become a serial killer and just kill people for fun? And like, because I know a lot of people, they're kind of crazy in the head, and they thrive off of killing. They get the adrenaline from killing people, and I guess that's what it is. And then speaking of killer, did you know that 2 weeks ago, what happened?
Zodiac killer was revealed, yep.
It wasn't revealed officially, but a team of private investigators was able to pinpoint who the Zodiac killer was. And what's crazy, bro? So I did a bit more research, right? What's crazy is that, okay, in the past like 10 years, mm-hmm. people of like, what's the guy's name?
Grand Francis Post.
Grand Francis Post, right?
Yeah, Post.
Gary, no, it's Gary.
Oh, Gary Francis
Gary
Post, yeah.
Francis Post.
Yeah.
His close friends knew that he was a Zodiac killer.
Really?
Yeah, one of his close friends, right?
No, wasn't it that one of his friends assumed he was?
But no, he knew. They knew.
He knew.
And every time there was a post on Facebook and stuff like, oh, this could be the Zodiac killer, or this could be, they would comment, it's Gary Francis Post. Long live Gary Francis Post and all that.
No way.
So they've been trolling all the whole time about it on Facebook for the past 10 years. And now it just makes
long live? So his friends are sociopaths too? Psychopaths?
I don't know, bro. Like,
long live.
It wasn't long live, more so like, I miss you, old man. Like, we had a great time. What? And then.
Oh yeah, because he passed away in like 2018. 18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, the Zodiac killer was one of the most famous killer. While I was delivering for pizza, right? I would listen to all these. I would listen to this podcast where they talk about like famous serial killers and all that. And the Zodiac is the most famous one because they never caught him. They never caught the guy, right?
But
his killing started out in the Bay Area, and he would kill like from young couples to, you know, good-looking females and all that. And I think in one of his statements that they deciphered was that, I'm killing these people so they can be my slaves in the afterlife.
Did you see, like, he liked killing people because he liked to hear them scream, right? Something like that? Like, he would get off to them
I didn't know that.
Or something like that, wasn't it?
I know 2 of his famous murders was, one was of a couple sitting at, like, a little drive-in or something like that, and he went up to them, he shot them. He killed the girl, but the guy survived to tell him, like, describe what he looked like. It was he would always wear a trench coat with glasses and like I think a hat. And his famous, after every killing, he would send letters to the police station, and it was like a little crypto message or something. It was a letter cryptic message. And it wasn't any kind of like actual message. It was the whole puzzle that they had to decipher, and they weren't able to do it. The second one was of another couple on the beach, and he walked up to them and just shot them point blank. And the reason why it's so famous because he got away with so many murders, and the FBI, he sent the FBI on a wild goose chase, basically. There were so many false alarms, so many, like, it was just crazy. And I know you did your research on it. What do you think about the Zodiac Killer?
Dude, my main takeaway from these killers, well, you know, he killed someone in Riverside.
I know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
He killed someone here in Riverside, bro. Well, in Riverside City College.
RCC?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, during the time, and I mean, we weren't alive at the time, but
yeah,
you know, I took classes there and everything too. But you know the thing I find really crazy? There's this movie called Can You See Me? No, Catch Me If You Can, sorry. Have you seen it?
No.
It's with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks and who else? Stephen Walker. Well, Christopher Walken. Whatever, right? Chris Walken, whatever his name is, right? So, in that movie, right, the main character, Leonardo DiCaprio, basically, it's supposedly based off a true story. And I forgot the name. His name is, wait, what's his name? Hold up. Let me figure out his name real quick. Totally forgot his name.
And what's crazy is that the reason why I felt like he was never found, from my memory, is that he moved all over the place. Like, his killing wasn't just concentrated in one spot. He moved around a lot.
Like I said, he came from Bay Area and he went to Riverside too.
Yeah.
So in the movie, right, the character's name was Frank Abagnale, right? So that's supposedly a real person. And he was able to use, like, he was very confident. He was very smart, and he was able to figure out a way to cash and create fake checks, right? So there was on a wild goose chase because at that time it was very hard to identify people with checks when you don't have like the systems you have in place today. And so he would just cash he cashed like millions of dollars in fake checks. And finally when they caught him, he was in jail and they were trying to bust someone else who was doing it, and they brought the check to him, and right away he was able to figure out. So at the end of the movie, he basically starts using his talent for good, like catching, right? So all these serial killers and stuff, right? They're so smart. They're so smart to be able to dodge the police, you know how many, right? It took it was a team of 40, the case breakers, right? The case breakers is the name of the team that figured out who the Zodiac killer was. 40 former law enforcement investigators, journalists, military intelligence, and some other people that took to crack his code and figure out who it is.
That's crazy.
And he's one person. And he already died too. Did you see there was a movie they did, and he wrote a review on it. Did you see that? I forgot which movie it was.
Really?
Yeah, supposedly.
Isn't that funny how like the whole time he's
worse.
Here and he's trolling everyone?
Yeah, bro. That's so nuts.
Well, if I were to meet him right now, I would ask him like, if I just get a one-on-one meeting with him, I'm like, what was the reason that you killed? Why did you kill? Well, that's why did you kill? And like, just the whole thing is like, what led you to killing people like that? Like, how was your childhood? Are you like mentally ill or something like that? Like, a lot of people would want to ask him that, like, why did you kill, right? And from 1968, bro, that's when my freaking dad was born.
Really?
Yeah, till now.
Yeah.
That's what, like almost 53 years, 54 years. He went on without being caught, living a normal life.
Exactly.
Imagine how loyal his friends were.
63. No, 1968?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Imagine how loyal his friends were.
Yeah.
To keep their mouth shut the whole time, knowing that he was the Zodiac killer, bro.
Bro, that's okay. Let me ask you this: if I did something wrong, would you call me out?
Yeah.
All right. If I did something really wrong, would you confess to the police?
If it comes to that, yeah.
Yeah, that's the answer I want to hear. I don't want. If you have friends, like if you're doing something blatantly wrong, like meaning like you're killing innocent people and stuff, like your friends, they're obligated. I think it's their obligation to get you in jail.
So let me ask you this. If I cheated on my girl and you knew. Yeah. You would tell her?
Yeah, the thing is, because for me, it's like, Would I tell her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I think too,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, bro, like it's like that's morally wrong.
Yeah.
I would warn him first, like, yo, you gotta tell your girl. But
Well, yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. I would talk to you like, bro, man, like you shouldn't have done that. You know?
Yeah.
And I know you're not like that, you know.
Yeah.
But if for whatever reason, yeah.
That's why, like, a lot of people just say, "Oh, bro codes this, bro code that," but like,
That's bullshit, bro.
if they're a shitty human at heart, what makes you think they're not gonna be shitty to you?
Yeah.
Right?
So like, yeah, that's the thing, because people
If they can be
nowadays,
shitty to their girlfriend, which, like, would be
yeah,
they would
love
be
of their
closer to their
life,
girlfriend
yeah,
than you, and they do that.
Yeah.
What do you think they do
And
behind your back?
a lot of people fall under peer pressure, right? Like for example, you have morals, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your friend doesn't have morals, and he's like, yeah, bro, just do it. Come, let's go.
Yeah.
There's a movie called, I mean, not a movie, a show called Lock and Key on Netflix. Have you seen it?
No.
All right, so there's an episode where this guy, right, he goes to a new school and he's on the hockey team and he meets two guys, and those guys, they just walk in and they're about to rob some alcohol because they're in high school, right? So they're trying to convince him, yeah, just put it in your jacket and let's walk out, right? So then they run out, and he just stays back,
Yeah.
and then he hands it back, and he almost he almost gets in trouble, but he gets helped out, blah blah blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. Just because your friends do something or you're trying to fit in doesn't mean you change your morals and ethics.
Yeah.
You stand by who you are. You
Let me
don't
ask you
change
this.
for nobody.
What is the difference between a serial killer and a mass murderer?
A serial killer and a mass murderer?
Mm-hmm.
So, see, what does even serial killer even mean? Like,
Let's-
what's the dictionary definition?
So the definition of a serial killer, let me see. The definition is that
Kill
a
serial.
serial killer typically is a person who murders 3 or more people, usually in service of abnormal psychological gratification, with the murders taking place over more than a month, including significant period of time between them. So basically, if you kill because like you enjoy it.
Okay, so
But mass murder, you do the same thing, which I don't get.
okay, so see, no, like for example, write this, right? Because they say in war, right? Civilian casualties is a given. It's like it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we could say those people in those wars killing, civilians, those are mass murderers. So whole countries are mass murderers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing it for enjoyment, quote unquote, but
Yeah.
they're just it's a consequence of war,
Yeah.
which is the dumbest argument I've heard. You don't have to kill. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that's because they say, oh, those people, they're blended in with citizens or whatever. It's like, so we just bombed the whole village. Like, what the like, that's crazy, bro. I don't know.
I feel like, because a lot of serial killers, what I've seen is that after they kill them, they do something with the body, like something sick. Like, they
Well,
would
either
keep
they get the enjoyment from the killing right away, or like you were saying, that what's his name, Jeffrey? What's it?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer, right?
Yeah.
He was having sex. What is that called when you have sex with necrophilia, right?
And then Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy was he liked killing girls.
Yeah. So it's a lot of them, like in general, they do something sick after.
You think these school shooters? You think they're serial killers or mass murderers or both?
I think they're both, because
Both, right?
for you to walk in, because with the guy that shot up the Parkland school, what because I think a couple of days after there was a news article on it, and what he said was the moment he walked into class, he walked up the stairs, right? He found a student walking down the stairs, and the student saw him holding like his guns and shit. Keep in mind, it wasn't just a regular gun. He had like AKs, shotguns. He had like handguns and stuff, right? But before he even walked into the school, he recorded himself. I'm gonna go to Parkland. I'm gonna shoot a couple people. Target practice. It's gonna be so fun. Pew 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 pew, like that, right? He recorded himself. So when he walked into the school, he walked upstairs. A kid was going down. He said, "You better get out of here. It's about to get bloody." So he gave that kid a warning, and that kid retold the story. But when he walked in, I think he pulled the fire alarm where everyone got out, and he started shooting them one by one, pulling the trigger, like, pa, 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 pa. And to me, I was like, you had the whole, from you getting the guns, driving to school, and all that. Like, what is it for at the end of the day?
If you were that student that was walking down the stairs,
bro,
what would you
you know
do?
how like they be saying like girls be saying, oh, boys be thinking of other girls, and the whole time there's those memes like I be thinking of how I would save my classmates if there was a
You
school
saw that one
shooter.
TikTok?
Yeah.
But it's like in reality, he's like running away.
Yeah, I'd be like, cause those scenarios have come to my head before. I would like,
Bro,
honestly, if I saw him doing that, I would like low key like twist his neck, bro. Like just jump on
you
there,
have
like
to
choke him out or something,
kill
bro.
him, like-
Cause what are they gonna do? Shoot themselves, you know? But in reality, and if that were to happen, bro, I don't know what I would do. But it's just so crazy cause there's another one where what's crazy is that it was a black church that were praying, right? He went in, he shot all 27 of them dead while they were praying in church and walked out. And the police arrested him and bought him burgers.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah, to eat while they wait, cause he surrendered. And
You know that
remember last year during the BLM protest, how the little kid Kyle Rittenhouse, he came from I think Ohio all the way down to like
the white kid?
Yeah.
And he was shooting up people in the protest? Yeah.
Because he was defending himself. So now in court, well, I think the judge was saying that you can't call them victims. You either call them protesters and vandalisms and all that. You can't call them victims. Vandalizer or something. You can't call them victims. Which to me, I'm like, why? Why does that matter? He killed people, bro, who were not armed. He was number one. I think he's underage.
You're like
number
17,
two,
right?
I think he didn't have a license to own those kind of guns, and he wasn't hunting in the middle of a city. Well, what was he hunting for? You know, that was one of the arguments that they made.
Well, like it leaves me speechless. You know, like what can I say? Like this world, is just there's people out there, and not only in the U.S., right? Different countries.
I mean, there's
like
dumb
back
people
home,
everywhere, bro.
Mexico, Pakistan, Afghanistan, all those areas. Like
There's dumb people everywhere. That's why, like, I feel like we have to learn how to live with the right morals, because you can do a business and commit cruelty. Like,
what do you think of gun laws? Well, wait, I agree with what you're saying though. Like you live by the right morals regardless of what you're doing.
gun
But
laws,
what do you
bro,
think
I
of
feel
gun
like
laws?
it shouldn't be banned, but it should be harder to obtain guns. Like, there's no way in hell that a kid has to be 21 to drink, but can be 18 to get a gun.
Yeah.
That easy.
I agree.
I'm for guns, but I need it to be stricter.
Yeah, I think there needs to be. You know how like when you have a car registration, every year you have to pay a registration fee.
It's not even that, but it's also like, when you think about it, it's like guns kill people, but like accidents kill way more people. Should cars be banned?
No, for example, the people that are deliberately killing people with cars, like they're running people over. You're talking about like accidents, like a car accident.
Right, but I'm saying like the argument wouldn't be like you ban all of cars, right?
No, exactly, but that's the difference, because with a gun, I have a tool in my hand to literally just go. I can kill someone in the car with my gun, like I could shoot them through my, you know.
But what about a knife too, though?
Yeah, but knives is much more difficult. Like you have a higher chance of defending yourself, and have a higher chance of missing a vital spot or whatnot.
Or like bows and arrows, you know? It's like there's so many things that you can use as a weapon. It's just that a gun is so fast and powerful.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people. I'm just saying, like in general, like you can use many things as a weapon, right? For example, if I put a knife on a freaking bow and arrow and I shoot it at you, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
It's just the term gun is people fear guns so much because it's such an it's like I feel like it's an automatic thing.
No, I personally, I'm for guns, but I'm like you said, I want like maybe like a psychiatric like evaluation.
Even then, though, you never know, bro. People can.
Yeah. Because a lot of times these kids, they take their father's guns.
Right.
Or
That's
like
why like, there's
guns.
it happens so many times where a kid opens his father's drawers, his safe, and actually plays it and kills himself. Or like, you know, if you ban guns, the people that actually want it will get it on the black market. You can't stop them. What's gonna happen then?
Yeah, it's really no. You can't ban guns because we as people, we need protection. Like you have the right to protect yourself.
Yeah, it's just that's why I feel like everyone should be educated on it and know how to use it. Because if you fear gun, and you put a fear in something, then you're gonna be more afraid of it when it comes time to protect yourself. You're not gonna know how to
But
use
you know
it.
what's wrong? This is what so for example, right? So like for example, say there's you're walking somewhere and there's a dark alleyway. For whatever reason, you're just like, I'm gonna avoid that, right? But now you have a gun, so now you think, oh yeah, I'll go down there. So what happens sometimes, having power or having some sort of safety net makes people stupid. Just because you have a gun or something now doesn't mean you become stupid now. You still take the same precautions you would have without a gun. You know, it's like having an armor. Just because your armor doesn't like stab me now.
That's what like sometimes, bro. Like this girl, like let's say a cute girl on like Instagram or TikTok, right? Shows off her boyfriend. The comments are savages, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he ain't bulletproof though. Bro, that's why I love nowadays kids that have I feel like our generation was very sensitive, but now the younger generations, they saw how sensitive that we were.
Yeah.
I mean, our generation, we're not sensitive at all, but the younger generation, they're more savage than we were, bro.
Yeah.
Because we grew up in Call of Duty lobbies, bro. You feel me? Like, saying all those, like, profanity and all those stuff, like, we don't mean it, but just, but nowadays it's so, everything is censored.
Everything is censored. People are getting canceled. We talked about like canceling a little bit last time, but I don't know, man. Like, yeah, you can't be sensitive. You can't be. It's just the world is difficult, bro. Like,
Good. I hope the younger generation
you can't change people.
Can change that because
you can't, bro. They're not gonna change because there's this great, Andrew Kirby. I've talked about him before too. He was this post like, back in the day, you were a product of your environment, right? Like the people you hang out with, the school you go to, the music you listen to. Now you're a product of what you consume because we're in such a digital age. So whatever you're watching and you're looking at and you're reading on your phone, on your TikTok, whatever, that's what you become a product of now. Like, because your environment is now influenced by that digital. Because the first thing in the morning, we look at our phones. Our phone control, or we get a text message or we send each other videos or whatever it is, right? That's the first thing you look at. So you're a product of what you consume nowadays. It's different. So you can't change it because the media is so like.
I get you. Yeah.
Like if we have to start from within. We have to filter ourselves. What do we want to look at? What do we want to read about? What do we want to learn?
Yeah, because nowadays it's so. If a kid wants access to porn or something, it's so easy. If a kid wants access to.
Dude, now porn, because back in the day, right? Like bikinis and all that stuff was less revealing. Now it's even more. So now, what used to be porn or what used to be revealing is now normal, and it's getting more and more worse and worse.
Yeah, it's fuck. Just from sites like not even the actual porn websites themselves, just from like sites like Twitter, Reddit, those third-party sites, you can have so much access to that, bro.
Just like,
Instagram banned it because now they have like good AI to help crack it down. Because I remember Instagram used to be crazy, bro. But now,
really?
Twitter is, dude. Twitter has. I just be seeing on my timelines of my, because on Twitter when your followers like something or retweet something, you see it, right? People would be liking all these relationship 18 plus, and it's just crazy
stuff. Why you gotta unfollow those fools?
Huh?
You gotta unfollow those fools.
I just don't pay attention. I just scroll through.
Yeah, I don't use Twitter.
And it's something on Reddit too. Like, if you really want to, you can find like.
You can turn it off though. You can turn off that content.
Well, you think kids know or kids want?
No, when you're especially when you're hormonal, you're growing up. Like, they're gonna. If you get curious, they're gonna look at that stuff.
But yeah, bro. I remember the first time I figured out like what that was, bro. To me, I was like, bro. I was like,
it's a whole new world.
Yeah, I was like. I went in the restroom for like an hour just because I didn't know what like masturbation was. I was like, this feels good. It was like, I remember exactly, it was like summer going into freshman year, bro.
Yeah.
The homie was like, at the end of 8th grade, the last day, he's like, hey man, I'll catch y'all later, catch me on, it's like a new YouTube, and y'all like it, man. It's like video games and stuff. Because at that time, those Flash games were like freegames.com or something, like stuff like that. I was like, okay, I'll see you on there, man. Worst mistake ever, bro. This is another brand new segment that, we decided to come up with because we ourselves like tech.
We love tech. Oh my goodness.
We got
That's
an
all we
Apple
talk
fanboy
about.
over here. I was a Microsoft fanboy, but now I'm, debating.
Nah, he's turning into an Apple fanboy.
Nah, there's a reason. As you can see, we have like our iPads here. He has his iPad. Right here is his desktop setup, you know.
Well, my first laptop. My first laptop
well,
ever.
Speaking of laptop, as you guys can see, this is the MacBook 2015.
Mid-2014.
Mid-2014 when it still had the, you know, glowing Apple logo. You can see.
Damn.
And the reason why we're showing this right here is because
we have something in this bag.
Yes, sir. And Shahir brought it just so, you know, we want to introduce this segment. We want to make this segment like, you know, kind of like intermission for our podcast, but really also like to review some tech because.
Well, not only tech, like we might do food, like exotic foods. And
stuff like that. You never know. This is basically, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, just
and then we'll go back to our regularly scheduled program. But anyways, so the reason why this MacBook was so popular back then was because number one, the MagSafe, magnetic. You know, you pull it, you strip on it, it's not gonna bring your whole MacBook to the ground.
Yeah.
Number two, it has a lot of Lightning ports. It has USB-A headphones, another USB-A micro SD,
and one of the most important,
and HDMI, which is, you know, amazing. So this MacBook back then was like almost the perfect MacBook, right?
Well, not micro, it was regular SD.
Oh yeah, regular SD. Yeah. But then for some reason, in 2015 to 2016 to 2020, Apple changed everything. Yeah. They took out the glowing light. The reason I told him I would buy this MacBook from him just to be able to put an Avatar, the Last Airbender sticker of Aang with a glowing arrow on his head. But for some reason, from 2016 to 2020, Apple just decided to change everything. They took away all the ports except the USB-C. Took away, you know, like I said, the glowing Apple and everything.
Because they wanted to make it so thin. And then they also announced the butterfly keyboard.
Yeah, which was horrible.
Keyboard ever.
And then they added the touch bar, which to me, I'm like, I can see why people use that. But
the
a lot of people
was pretty sick, but
a lot of people hated the touch bar. But then in 2021 now, just a week ago, they announced it.
Yeah, last Monday.
Oh. We didn't think we were able to get our hands on one, but
bro.
All right, bro, you do the honor, bro.
Well, even before we get, I was telling these guys, I was like, wait for the new MacBook, wait for the new MacBook. And then when they released it, man, I was so stoked. Like, oh my God. When they released it, it was probably the best product announcement in a long time for me.
So this is the MacBook 14-inch M1 Pro with 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte SSD.
Storage,
All right, bro.
That 10 Pro.
And if you were to go from this to the 2016, anywhere from 2016 to 2020 model, it would have been a huge upgrade in terms of ports and all that, right? You know, keyboard.
Downgrade.
But since he's gone from 2014 to 2021, they brought everything back. So basically, the only thing he's really upgrading is just the power and the you know, the screen.
The screen, exactly. You help me over this, bro? We both.
Oh, by the way, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, like I was telling this, like the quality of the freaking, like look how thick this is.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
How is this saving the environment? I have no idea, but Apple, for some reason, Apple designs their package in a way where you don't want to throw away the box.
Bro.
Like with everything else, I've thrown away the box, but something about Apple.
Yeah.
This is like a status symbol now. Exactly. You get Apple like
you want to keep
premium.
the box. So like they have the braided cable. And it's the MagSafe, so you can see that. And
you have the old MagSafe.
Yeah.
So the difference between the new and the old MagSafe is that the new MagSafe.
Look at my old MagSafe. It's all like chewed up. I don't have any pets. It's just me who chews it.
With the new MagSafe, it's detachable, so if it breaks, you don't have to buy the whole damn charger.
Yeah, you have to. And on top of that, what's it called? It's braided, so it's better quality. This is just like
and
some rubber.
This brick has, I think this brick right here has more charging power, right? Or
I don't know about this. I don't know the specs on the old one, but this brick that comes in right here, it's 96 watt. So if you get the base model one, it's 64 watt. If you get the one right above that, it's 96. And then if you get the 16-inch MacBook, it's 140 watt.
Oh dang, that's a lot of watts.
And you can buy the 140 watt separate if you wanted to. Should we show the black stickers?
Oh yeah, that's the first time, right? Or
no, I think the black stickers comes with like the Pro products, like the iMac Pro, I think came with.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Hey, we'll put it on our eBay listing.
Yeah, if you want to buy some black, here, you want to open it?
Yeah, so like I said, this is...
Save all the environment and stuff.
That's the Apple sticker right there.
Environmentalist. Yeah, we are.
Right here. He got it in space gray, but they also have the original silver right here.
I think I like the silver, but the space gray is pretty nice.
How do you open this, bro?
It's right there.
Oh.
As soon as you open it, it's going to turn on.
It's going to turn on as soon as you open it like that. Yeah. And it's got an all black keyboard. everything. It comes with the same ports as the 2014 model, but also has USB-C this time. What's your first thought?
No, first of all, I really like the space gray, but I think with this black, you know, since the keyboard is all black, it looks really good. It pops more with the silver. But man, like, just it's such a gorgeous device. You know, I don't know.
So when I first heard Liquid Retina, I thought it was 720 because the iPhone XR had Liquid Retina, but apparently it's a 4K screen. The resolution is about 4K.
It's almost 4K.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not exactly. It's
and
not
the notch, to be honest with you guys, like when you're in the home screen, you can see the notch, but when you're in like other apps and stuff, you wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
And bro, it just everything in general. The speaker is. Oh yeah, tell me about the speaker.
Yeah, so there was a lot of tech reviews. They were saying that the 2019 16-inch MacBook already has speakers way better than other laptops, right? Now they said they made it even better, and they said we don't even know how Apple does it. Their speakers are so good. But I mean, we're watching some like 4K footage. Right?
This is 4K footage right here.
Yeah, it looks so clean, especially that 120 hertz display.
Y'all see that? Hold up.
And it buffers seamlessly. Like if you have normal Wi-Fi at home, seamless buffer.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about Apple is that it's so overpriced that because I know that the M1 Max, even the spec that one, it's only equivalent to like a 3060.
3080.
You sure?
Well,
because I heard some people saying it's 3060.
Where'd you hear that?
I think it was on YouTube. I don't know the name.
I think there were some reviews where it's getting almost the same performance as the 3080.
Okay.
Yeah. Spec'd out though.
But for the 3080, if you really want to get it on Windows laptop, you can get it for like half the price.
Well, how much does a whole PC cost? Or how much does a laptop cost with a 3080? So similar specs, 64 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte storage.
I would say around 3,000.
So,
but the thing is, it's not the way Apple designed it. It's really power efficient. That's the reason
so
I
there
like
you
it.
Go. Yeah. Power efficient. That's power.
And then how like
even 17-hour battery life, bro. You cannot get that on a Windows laptop. You probably get 7 hours.
Even with this, you can still do Mac OS updates on this, right?
Yeah, it's the latest.
Like this is like what 7 years old.
Yeah, 2014.
And you can still do updates on it. If you get a laptop from Windows that's like 2014, 2015. You can't update no more, basically. So, by Apple allowing us to do that, that's what really convinced me to get it. And another way is how optimized, because Premiere Pro is trash on all platforms. Whether you're on Windows or Mac, it's going to be trash. Whether you have a nice PC, it's going to be trash. And I've experienced it myself. Bro, just editing my videos on a 3090, after like an hour, it starts slowing down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, how Apple does it is, you can use you can use Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, but you can also use Final Cut. So I have more options like that too.
Optimizing.
I feel like Apple, they'd be monopolizing everything though.
Yeah.
Because have you heard of Blender?
Okay.
It's a 3D program.
Yeah.
Apple is working with them so they're making their program for the M1 Max.
Really?
To adapt to it way better than Intel. So that's the reason why my brother got it, and I hope we can make our money back on that. But so far, if you're a student, I wouldn't recommend this for you. Like,
well, if you see the thing, like I bought. So this one, when it came out, right, it was $1,800, right? 7 years. If you're gonna go do like your master's program or something, probably about 7-8 years, right?
But that's not even top of the line though.
Exactly. So now if you look at even the base model one of this one, which is $19.99, and if you get the student discount, it's cheaper than this one. And this one was not base model at the time. This was a little bit higher than the base model.
Well, if you're a student in college and you're just getting your first laptop or your first MacBook, I would say get the M1
Pro. The base one.
The base one. Yeah, exactly. No, there's 256 is base.
What?
For M1. Wait, that's one who he has.
Oh, M1.
M1.
Oh, no. The M1 Pro. The M1 regular?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, if you're on a budget, I would say go for the MacBook M1 from last year.
That's like
the 256. If you're just doing college works.
Yeah.
If you're coding, if you're editing, then get...
Like basic edits and
I would
stuff?
get this. I would get not even this. I would get a chip that has M1 Max in it if you want to do it for editing and stuff.
No, if you're doing basic editing, you can get away with the base model one. Yeah, basic editing, like 4K editing. Yeah.
And if you're a student that has some kind of a bit higher budget, then just go straight to the 2021 MacBooks with the M1 Pro or M1 Pro Max. And this from what Shahir is saying that this laptop lasted him 7 years.
7 years.
So you basically you finish your 4 years of college and then your med school. Basically, this program, whatever. Yeah, this laptop should get you through all of that, because if you spend good money on a MacBook and if it's your first one, might as well spend good money and make it future proof rather than going for the base models. Exactly. And having to upgrade later, because as you know, software updates going to take most of your memory, and if you go with 256 or 512, then like 4 or 5 years down the line, it's going to be most of it.
Exactly.
So you want to go for like 1 terabyte at least?
No, well.
But that's our review. How much did we get it for?
This one out the door with tax, $2,600.
Okay, so $2,600 out the door. If you are a student, you do get a discount of like $300. So basically, you're not paying tax.
Like almost 10%, yeah.
Yeah, but if you are in like one of those states that have no sales tax, you're basically getting a $600 off if you use student discount and you're avoiding sales tax. But if you have a laptop to trade in, you could get another $300 off. But if you are a student and you do qualify for a Citibank credit card, and you apply for it, some cards are offering up to $300 in cash back, which means that you basically get, with all those combined, right? Let's say you live in a state where you have no sales tax, or you go into a state with no sales tax later. That's basically $300 off. You use your student discount, that's another $300 off. That's $600. And then you use your credit card to pay for it, that's another $300 off, which is a combined of like $900. So you could get this for like what, $1,700 basically, and for the price of $2,700, which is amazing. So yeah, that's our review on it. We're gonna get one ourselves later on when this podcast does well. And would you recommend this? Yes or no?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So that's our segment. Hope you guys like it, and then back to our regularly scheduled program.
Bro, that stuff is so detrimental to health. Like,
I think addiction to that is a natural thing.
But it's not a good thing.
I know. Yeah. No addiction is a good thing, but that's why like it desensitizes. No.
It's not as natural. It's easy to get addicted to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it desensitizes you from actually enjoying it later on.
And intimacy and all that. Yeah. And it corrupts your mind. Yeah. You just have like random thoughts and you see things.
Yeah, it's like. It's crazy how now like companies nowadays, they just know how to program you in a way. Like TikTok, you be scrolling for hours without even realizing like, oh shoot, it's been like an hour, bro.
Bro, it's getting crazy, bro. But the creators are smart too, because the people posting the content.
Because think about it, they constantly have people doing research on what's the next thing, how to keep users engaged. Because the more users that are watching their content, the more ads they can show you, and the more money they can charge. That's why with the new Apple update, Snapchat's stock went down like I think 50% or something like that.
Yeah, they're all mad
because of privacy policy. Yeah. Apple is doing a good thing. That's why like
Apple, we love you.
That's why. That's why like now like I love Apple because of how much it protects me compared to like other phones and stuff like that.
Well, if you want to crack the TikTok code, bro, this is what you need. You need fast content. Like things popping up on the screen, like
engaging content.
Yeah, things like where people their attention just keeps on it. Because if you slow or whatever, some people do enjoy that content.
Yep.
The mature audience will listen to that, but especially like if you want a lot of views and blow up quickly, you need that fast content, words popping up, pictures and all that.
But now, like I feel like the metaverse is gonna be it's called Web 3.
Explain that. I really don't know what that is.
It's called Web 3 and it's called also Metaverse, right? The Metaverse is basically, here's what the Metaverse is. So you know how if you're a Sony boy, you can only play Sony games. Okay. But within those games, you can only play within, like let's say you're playing GTA 5, right? Okay. You can't play GTA 5 cross-link with,
no, that's
Fortnite.
Cross-platform now. Oh.
Or you can't play GTA 5 cross-link with
That's weird.
Minecraft.
What does that mean though?
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
So the metaverse, it embodies all of that. It's a whole universe that no one can control. and you can take your single avatar and you can go to any games you want.
Oh.
It's like, think of it, you know, you've seen Wreck-It Ralph, right?
Yeah.
You know how like the characters get to interact with each other no matter what cartoon or what game they're from?
Okay.
It's like that. That's the metaverse right there. Like Wreck-It Ralph can go from freaking Mario Kart to Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Or from Pac-Man to like another game.
Like Sonic.
That's what the metaverse basically is.
But for social media or for what?
It's social media plus gaming. So you can not only interact in this virtual world, like literally you have your own house, you invite people over, you can display your NFTs and all that. But when you want to play games, you can just go from game to game to game. It's like every game is like an amusement park that you can go to.
So Facebook is doing this.
Facebook, not only Facebook, think about this.
Because isn't Facebook changing their name to Metaverse?
No, they want to partake in the metaverse. I don't think they're changing their name.
No, they're changing their name to something. Let me show you real fast. Let me search.
No.
Yeah, they are. Watch.
Because the metaverse is it's already there right now. Facebook just wants to be one of the early entrepreneurs in it. The metaverse itself is its own name.
So this was October 19, 2021, right? Facebook is planning to change its company name next week to reflect its focus on building the metaverse.
Yeah.
According to the source with knowledge, the coming change name was to talk about.
To reflect on building the metaverse, not to metaverse.
You know, they want to change to something metaverse, wasn't it?
They haven't released the name yet.
They haven't released it yet. Okay. So yeah, they want to change it.
So because right now, Facebook started up as a social media app, right? No one can take down the metaverse, bro. And Facebook just wants to be one of the early adopters. So basically, later on, we have VR headsets in there. We have our own crib, our own property, and our own NFT. We can sell all this for millions of dollars.
So it's not a crypto. It's a platform. Okay.
And what's crazy is now there's play to earn games.
Play to earn. So you get paid to play, huh?
So like, let's say, for example, what's a game? Let's say Call of Duty, right?
Okay.
If you collect coins like that, now you can just redeem it for something in the game. But later on, you can get paid for it, bro.
Paid to play?
Yes.
Really?
That's the whole concept of crypto. Because you know how there's NFT horse racing, right? How you can breed your own horse, and if it wins, you actually win money, and you can sell that horse too for money, for Ethereum or whatever. It's getting to that point where you're getting paid to play.
Wow. That's kind of crazy. How does that work?
What do you mean?
I mean, how are you gonna?
I mean, think about it. Earlier this week, FaZe Clan went public.
Really?
On the stock market.
Wow.
They had a $1 billion evaluation. So FaZe Rug and all those FaZe people who had shares, they're freaking $50 million multimillionaires now.
Wow.
So they're the first esports company to go public and to have $1 billion evaluation. And
yeah, but that's a company.
Just a couple years back then, you didn't think you could make money from gaming, right? But then YouTube came about.
Yeah.
And then gaming competition, like 3 years ago, like a 13-year-old kid won like $3 million, right? From Fortnite, right? So now it's getting to the point where
in that sense,
it's retail. You don't have to be a pro gamer to make money. You don't have to be a YouTuber to make money. You can be just sitting at home making money from gaming, bro.
Wow.
In the metaverse.
That's gonna be nuts. This is like everything's changing, bro.
How internet was to our parents when they were growing up, it's how the metaverse is going to be to us.
Yeah.
We're in the transitioning phase right now. That's why I'm telling you, crypto is so important. Like.
But isn't Facebook coming out with their own crypto too?
Yeah, but I don't know about that. I think it's called like something like that. But think about it. You're investing in real estate, right?
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, start looking into digital properties, bro. We'll have his uncle come on and talk his mind on why crypto and stocks are BS, but like you can invest into digital real estate, bro. Decentraland has a coin called Mana, M-A-N-A. You can use it to buy properties.
Decentraland is a game, isn't it?
It's a game, but it's also a crypto
game. Yeah.
Like if you for example, you put $100 into Shiba, right?
Yeah.
Low risk, high reward.
Okay. Because I put it in the right time, yeah.
Even if you put in last August, bro, you would have like at least $30,000 right now.
If I put in last August,
yeah,
I would have had like let me tell you exactly.
Couple $100,000, right?
No, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much. I want to tell you exactly. How much of that 5.7 billion, right?
Yeah, 8,000 into 5.7
Let
billion.
me tell you exactly how much I would have had.
So 8,000 divided by 100, and then 5.7 billion divided by that amount.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you exactly. No, I would have had 71 million if I put in $100.
Just from $100 investment into
Last August.
into Shiba Inu, right?
Yeah.
Shiba Inu and Doge and all that, they're shit coins. You're not gonna get any use from them. The whole community's trying to bring them up, like, oh, it's gonna use.
But if you sell 5.7, how's that even gonna transfer to your account? How's that even work?
That's what I'm saying. So the whole process back then was very difficult. You had to get, this crypto convert into this and convert to Pancake Swap and all that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put my whole life savings in there, but if I can put it into stuff like that at like $50, 100, even if you put in $50, bro, you would still be a millionaire right now, right? So it's one of those things: low risk, high reward. Just for example, I put $200 in 2 weeks ago, and now it's at almost $600. You have a friend that put in what, 150, and he's at what, 1,700 right now?
1,800, yeah. He's up 1,700.
So that's a great value, bro.
But Shiba's a shit coin, bro. That's altcoin. These are not real things.
It is, but what I'm saying is,
It's the hype.
even with altcoins, and we're
making money
doing
on the
research
hype.
on it,
Yeah.
and we're new into, digital real estate, digital properties.
Yeah.
Let's say you're buying like this house in Decentraland for like, 1 Ethereum, $4,000. And when that platform gets public and everyone starts using it, bro, you could sell it, you could flip that. That's easy money right there.
No, I see a market, I don't know about digital land, but I see a market in digital watches, because watches, right, that they're going to have, what they're going to do is...
And cars too.
Yeah. Depends on the cars, but like, for example, you buy a Rolex, right? They'll give you a digital certification of it.
The NFT.
An NFT of it, right? So if you buy that watch...
You think they should, or they're already doing that?
I think they're thinking about doing it. So there's like some, like, even with cars, there's some like one-of-one car.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have the NFT of it or something, yeah.
But yeah, so as we make more money, that's why I'm picking up this, I'm hoping to pick up this extra job so I can fund it, bro. Because if I can make $200 a week and just put it into crypto, bro, sheesh, I wouldn't have to work in next year if it goes right.
Yeah, the thing about crypto, like, I know that there's money that can be made, right? But real estate is something that's just so secure,
It is, but it's like, I'm not going to be in crypto forever.
Yeah.
It's something that I will make my money and then put it into real estate.
Exactly.
That's why, like, if I can turn $100 into $30,000, I would be dumb out of my mind not to sell that money.
Exactly.
And then, you know what I'm saying?
Like some people,
Yeah. I would take that money and put it back into real estate, or put it back into like an index funds or something to keep that money growing. I'm not going to be dumb enough to, it's going to hit $1. It's going to hit $1,
So if you put $16,000 in Doge and you made $32,000, would you sell?
Obviously, bro.
100% return?
If you make 100% return and you're not selling, or at least taking out your initial investment, then something's wrong with you. Because a lot of people fail at crypto and stocks in general, or just investing in general, is because of greed.
So what should we do with Shiba right now?
If you make 100%, bro, I would take out your initial.
Okay, I'm up like 150% right now.
Take out your initial.
All right.
All right, guys. Like I said.
Quick, before we end it, were you trying to copy me or what?
Oh no. So basically, one of the homies was chasing me with what's that gun called?
With a gun.
It's like
we need gun laws.
It's one of those guns.
Just a gel gun.
Yeah. It's one of those guns that had like a water gel ball or something.
Yeah.
He was shooting with it. I ran in his garage. I was wearing flip-flops. Slipped, fell, and I kind of not fractured. I sprained in my hand very bad, so I had to have this on for at least 6 weeks.
Yeah, sprains are bad,
and then
bro.
he broke his arm, so we're just we
He's
should be the right hand bros.
Yeah, we're the right hand bros. We're gonna rebrand the channel.
Yeah, but yeah, so stay tuned. New episodes every week. We're trying to come up.
We're trying to get our schedule better.
And then we're trying to post more on TikTok. But yeah,
check out his vlog.
No, NXN.
NXN. What's your channel?
I'll plug it in the description.
Yeah, it'll be on
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. What was your favorite segment? What was, what's your take on investing? What's your take on being a Zodiac killer?
Being a Zodiac killer?
What's your take on finding out who the Zodiac killer is?
What's your take on serial killers?
Yeah, what's your take on, the new Apple?
New
Apple MacBook? Like, would you buy it? Would you not? Would you, wait for the new MacBook with the M2 chips? Or,
We're doing a giveaway? Just kidding.
Yeah. Hey, chill.
We'll get there.
That's law by it.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there one day where we give away MacBooks like Mr. Beast like crazy. But anyways, stay tuned for more new episodes every Friday, and then hopefully we'll be able to get to a point where we can do like double uploads in a week.
Yeah,
Like
we'll get there.
Mondays and Fridays or something. But yeah, see ya.